Hey Libra, welcome to Germinate Tarot. We're going to do the second half of May 15th to the 30th and see what we got going on. FYI, Lion popped out. Germ and I did do the first part of May together, but the videos were wonky and we had loading stuff, so we're going to get them up just for reference because they were wild. Just for reference, just so y'all can see what happened, because it was a crazy taping night. So let's get into it for Libra. May 15th to 30th. Let's do this. Real tight in the shoulders, so we're going to loosen up. Gypsy Witch, what do you got to say? All right, 1, 2, 3. There we go. We got it's like a thinking card. So Libra and getting it coming and going. I gotta say, just from the readings I've seen that I've been doing and some of the stuff I've been hearing. So I'm not sure if you're finally going to get yours, but in the center you have the Lion, which is some kind of surprise, some kind of news, something that's jarring. It can be unpleasant, but with the Lion, you're able to defend yourself. The Lightning is just like, what? Out of the blue. So there might be some preparation, is coming. You're kind of, gathering what you need to strike back. And that's so weird. I said that because there's the snake, because the snake to me can be a waiting card. Like, it's coiled up. It's not going to strike. Not yet. Not yet. It'll do it if it has to. So it's almost like, you have this defensiveness going on. It can be sneakiness, but in this combination, I'm seeing it more of like you're coiled up. You have your tail rattling and you've made it known. You're like, please come for me. Then you have the Bride, which is a positive card, but it is about what you want and getting what you want. And I think you're not laying down about what you want. Because over here you have the safe with the whip. So somebody is being someone's being a dick. They are. There's like this aggressiveness in this safe where I think I almost feel like someone feels like they have something over you with the safe because it's such a heavy thing. And I feel drawn to say, like, they really think there's something. Like, they really feel like, I've got you. Or like they know something, or I'm going to have to clarify that, but that's what I keep getting this vibe of. So the underlying thing that's kind of like a shadow vibe type deal is the heart. So there's emotions, and there's a lot of like emotional stuff that's the undercurrent to this that I think is influencing it heavily. Because up here you have the broken mirrors, which is changing perceptions, like what you have seen or what you thought is changing. And it corroborates the Lion where it might be abrupt, and the defensiveness that's kind of coalescing into this broken mirror situation. So, there's, when people have their emotions going, they might not be thinking 100%. And I'm not seeing a lot of thinking cards. It's more like, boom, I got you. Because I'm going to put the heart over here, so we're not going to forget it, but we're going to do on the Lion right now. Okay, so you have the Rider, which is the sudden, quick info coming in, someone physically going to see something. You have the Tree and the Woman. So the Tree, it can be stability. It actually may be health in this situation, is what I'm thinking. Like maybe almost like someone's making themselves sick over something. If that makes any sense. It's like there's a lot of like I said, the emotions and stuff, and people aren't thinking right, and they just work themselves into a lather. Because then you have Love, the Bear, and the Sun. So it's it's that defensive thing again, but there's still emotion there, and it. So it's like, or whatever this rider's coming in as it's going to be like, the sun gets shining on something, and you're like, whoa, perception changed. It could be that simple, hopefully. Okay, so yeah, I think information comes out. Sorry. On this side, we have letter, track, garden, lilies. The letter, communication, information and stuff. The track is, it's train track. There's a direction. It's kind of like once you get going on that track, I don't see a lot of stopping, because then the garden is stuff coming out, things coming to light with the sun. I'm sorry, but it's like divine timing. It's just the way it's going to be. And the track, though, I usually get more of like a stable, like directional vibe, but this is almost like, a locomotive coming and the signal's going down, but someone's still trying to make it across the tracks, is what and it could, like, almost like a little out of control. I don't know why that popped in my noggin, but okay. So we have the whip and the safe. Okay. With the piggy. The piggy is ego. And that's too many cards. But then the cat did want to make itself known. So yeah, someone is being a dick. Because the cat just popped out, and that was, like, no, they're being a false jerk. And I usually don't call people D words unless they have it coming. So let's see. I usually go to douchebag, but this is D level. Okay, the cat came back out. Sorry. So no, they are false, and they are full of malarkey. Because then you have the birds, which is that flighty in out thing. The moon is that intuition thing, and the fire is passion. So there's a lot of like I said, like someone's fired up, but there's no real place to put it. So it's almost like that lion moment where you're like, whoa, what is going on? So I want to find out about this broken mirror stuff. Let's talk about that for a sec. Okay, the Tower. That's good. That's, contract, stable, commitment, getting it together. Maybe you are throwing yourself into your job because it can be work. If it's too many. But, all right, give me something on the Tower and the mirror. Can we talk about that for a second, please? Okay. Still too many, but the ship did want to see. Guys, like they're literally just like falling out. I'm going to draw. Don't make me do it. All right. They're like, just give me stability. Okay. All right. I am just going to shuffle and pull. The key, I was like, please just tell me what's going on. Here's the key. So let's see what's after that. Luck, meeting, ring, coffin. What's after that? Oh, 2 wanted to come out. Eyeball, metal. Okay, I think whatever happens after someone gets their head out of their tush, it gets almost like I said, everything was like not directed, and it was all like, woo! It's the luck is changing with the clover. And I've said this before, it's like a short-term Wheel of Fortune to me in this deck. Like that's when it flips. And I find it funny that it comes right after the key, because then that change of fortune flips. So you have the meeting, the handshake, things get agreeable. You have the ring, which can be a commit, like a relationship commitment type stuff, or it could be a cycle flips over. Because the coffin, big change, big old change. It's not the stork where it like migrates and it's just going to like summer in the south of France or something. This is like, we are not doing this old way anymore. It's just not going to work. And I get kind of like a vigilance about it with the eye. And then there's the metal, which is the honor, which means it's almost like getting on the other side of this stuff. You'll defend it because you'll be damned if you're going through it again. So, Art of Life Tarot. Let's see what we got to say about this biz. Okay. Oh, hi. That's too many, but they're quite feisty. So, talk to me, Art of Life Tarot. We love this deck. Okay. So, you want out. You want out. Wow, okay. That's interessante. I don't know if that's any kind of way to say interesting in another language. I just said it. So, we're going to find out just an overall vibe. All right, just give me one. Or three. Or three. Okay. So, kind of makes sense here. So you have the Queen of Wands, fire sign, very, emotional, kind of fiery, could be a touch irrational. I'm not saying fire signs are, but there's kind of like a, heck or high water vibe with her. Because the painting, she's just sitting there like, please tell me more. And I'm just going to think of how I'm going to kick your butt afterwards. So that's the kind of vibe I get from her, at least in this situation. Seven of Pentacles is waiting. It's seeing if what you put in is going to come out. There's a patience, associated to it. Like, with time and patience, the mulberry leaf becomes a silk gown, which is a Chinese proverb. And that's what it says on this card. So there's kind of, I said she's sitting and waiting. That's what she's doing. She's going to keep doing it. And if this is not a person, then it's the qualities of, I think, you can't get hung up that, oh, no, that's a queen card, and I'm a guy, or I'm, a girl, or it doesn't apply to me, or I'm a water sign, whatever. Like, it's the energy, take it and run with it. If it applies, knock yourself out. Then you have the Seven of Swords. So you have two sevens lining up here, pointing out. Then you have the sun and the moon. And before I go any further, I keep holding this up. Ace of Swords. Truth. It's coming for you, baby. Then we have Seven of Swords. It can be, a cheater skeeter card, but this one is one must have chaos in oneself to be able to give birth to a dancing star, and that's Nietzsche. I think there's some kind of internal fire that's coming. Almost like a Seven of Wands, if you look at the Rider-Waite, because like the Seven of Wands is they're going to defend themselves. This Seven of Swords is very, not solitary, but it's like you're not, it's introspective. It's an introspective Seven of Swords. It's like, what am I doing in this situation? Like, what am I bringing to it is what I take from this card, because you have this lone tree in this Van Gogh painting and just this little guy just hanging out by himself down there. So it's a very contemplative Seven of Swords to me, but it is a very aggressive defensiveness. The sun and the moon, light and dark. I just think there's a duality to the situation where there's what what you think and then what's going on inside. So I think there's a balance that needs to be struck, because then you wind up with the Judgment card, Knight of Pentacles, and Knight of Pentacles. So there's a lot of earth energy going on. Leo, Cancer, and then you have a touch of fire and a smidge of air there. So Judgment is obviously, judging. And look at this. There's a moon there. You have the moon down here. And it is about transformation. So you're taking something and making it go one way, like, the train track business. Knight of Pentacles, slow going. It goes back to that patience thing, steady, aware, but also not going to just jump into stuff because it's there. And the Nine of Pentacles is it's an independent card. It's not about, you planted the garden and you're going to see if what you planted grows, and it's going to mature, and you're going to enjoy the fruits of your labor. And, don't mess with me. Because, the dude has his back to everyone. This is a detail of a Renoir. And he's like, I can't be bothered. I'm going to look out over this beautiful garden I made. And that's the way it is. So I want to find out what the Seven of Pentacles is about. What is this waiting happening? Let's talk about that. Okay, Seven of Pentacles, baby. It was an almost. 777, baby. So, I'm sorry. I said 777, and I'm like, but there's not a third seven. Yeah, there is. With the Seven of Cups. So, yeah, you've got options. Three of Pentacles. You're putting the work in. You're doing this give and take business. The reward of a thing well done is to have done it. Ralph Waldo Emerson. Boom. Yeah, so yeah. You've planted the garden, you've got options. You have the Three of Pentacles. You're deciding whether or not you're putting the time or work into this. And oh, okay, that was pretty quick. All right. I was like, let's find out about what we're waiting on. What are we making the judgment on? Let's talk about it. King of Swords, Ace of Wands. So you have, an air sign with the King of Swords. Ace of Wands, it could be another fire thing, but this is the putting action. This is where it gets to the motion card. You get to take all this mojo that you've been building, put it into action. But with the King of Swords, it's not willy-nilly. It's very directed. So if you're not dealing with someone who's an air sign or King of Swords, you are embodying, like I said, the qualities of it. You kind of went from sort of like this very fiery, not all over the place, but like I said, the emotions were ruling it. You've now evolved into this Swords energy where it's like, I've thought about it. I'm in control of my emotions, and now we take action. I made that sound really ominous, but I mean it in like a good way. All right. Romance angels. So you go from contemplative to introspective to I've got this and I'm moving. That's a lot to cram into 2 weeks, but I think you've, like I said, Libra's been getting it. It's about dang time. So, all right. It's kind of weird that these came out the way that it did, but like I said, it's like this weird, like, whoa, like fluxy situation. And the romance angel's passion is on the bottom. That just, that's like, it's a very passionate thing, but it's unrequited love, reconciliation, released your ex, past life relationship. It's almost like 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. So I'm not really getting a whole lot out of the romance angels, but it does give that like weird back and forth and like, we're not cool, we're cool, we're not cool. Why won't you go away? A past life relationship. Like, what did I ever do to you? So moving on to the crystal deck. Hopefully this will give you some food for thought for the 2 weeks. Boji Stone, that came out for Virgo too. Boji Stone's been a big hit for these readings. And the funny thing is I rarely ever see it otherwise outside of this month. So I would like a couple more, please. Can we talk to Libra about what they have going on? Oh, that was close. It was Damberite. Angels, Guides, Celebration, Joy. Just keep that in your your mental file for a sec. So, what are we doing here? Do I want one more? Do I want one more? Oh, wow. Okay. And that's a pretty color, the Verisite. The blue, that's like a turquoisey. All right, give me one, just one more. Just give me one more, babies. All right, I think that's 2, but valid. So, Boji Stone, duality, balance, cycle, identity. Petalite is angelic, uplifting, and harmony. Verisite is perceptive, virtuous, timeless. And these two wanted to come out together, so I think they're kind of piggybacking off of each other. It's psychic development, meditation, responsibility. And we have fertility, abundance, expansion. So that's, I think with these two coming out together, it's like the abundance and everything and the expansion, but you need to temper it with the responsibility that goes with it and being able, you know, that psychic development thing. I take that more as like an intuition thing where you need to really like think about things, the meditation stuff, which I think you're, you know, going through at the moment. But then that expansion is the, you know, let's do this part. So with the readings on the back, we have, you know, it's balancing the feminine, masculine. I'm not even going to read it because that's essentially what it is. It's like, how can you balance the inequalities between feminine and masculine? Because I've read that card a lot. So petalite is, signifies psychic or spiritual work will develop more quickly, be open to spiritual and angelic messages. So it's that listening to yourself portion that really needs to happen. Because once this goes, I think it's not going to be slow. But it's more controlled this time around and not all willy-nilly. So the Verisite is need to be still and open and understanding and being true to yourself. Release pretense and pretensions and let your inner self shine out. So, you know, that contemplative thing, I think you've done it, you did done it, and now it's time to keep it moving. So with the Labradorite, I'm going to say the Labradoodle. Time to be open to your spiritual path. What fears hold you back from the unknown? How can you use the process of the higher mind and spirit to overcome them? And if I don't know, this is so like, help yourself, think for yourself, like make things better. So it's time to realize your necessary strength and creativity, to realize the changes you need to make. Call upon your deep innate strengths to clear the path ahead. I don't know if that could be any clearer. Is like Libra, you have your power. It's more controlled. You've channeled it. Channeled is the word that I wanted to use before. You've got the direction, you've got the rhythm, and when that key moment hits, I think it'll be a good move because you've got, it's like that gospel song. It's like you got the victory. I think Libra finally, it's turning around. And I'm so excited for you, Libra. So Germ has the nerve to go on vacation. So I'll be around for June. So until then, Libra, be well. Are you in? Are you out? Are you in? What did I ever do to you? What did I ever do to you? Like in 1794. Like, what did I do to you?